Well, Valentine's Day tomorrow. There's unlikely to be much love between these two tonight, even if they are nestled snugly together on 28 points on the ladder. Whoever gets the chocolates this evening will close the gap on the front runners to a much more manageable gap. The losers can probably forget about the Premiership, if not the title itself. A warm welcome to Amy Park for the 19th Melbourne derby. A rivalry that has been characterised by victory dominance on and off the park, but there are signs of change. City's free-flowing style and high-scoring matches have started to attract a few more to their cause, even if the Navy Blues remain undisputed as the #1 act in town. Got a lovely night for it as well in the Victorian capital. Perfect temperatures, 23 degrees. Lovely shot from our helicopter, and as you can see, the pitch looking in immaculate condition as we look back over the legendary Melbourne cricket ground and beyond towards the city centre itself. This team overall has made the better start with almost 20 minutes gone. And really troubling Thomas Sorensen. Maybe they will here. Calfella slips it through. Galloway. Here's Guy Finkler. Great chance.
Well, they're carving Melbourne City up. The cross last attack from Guerrier just off for Berisha. This time from Galloway it was perfect for Guy Finkler, and he needs to finish that. No ifs, no buts. Should be 1-0. The Melbourne City midfield is just being carved up at the moment.
Guy Finkler has never scored against Melbourne City in 11 attempts. Might not get a better chance than that. Here he goes again, the Brazilian, with Malik in pursuit. Guerrier on the right. Barbarouses behind him. Fended away by Kisnorbo. Picked up in the deep by Galloway. Arrows it out towards Guerrier. Again space for Barbarouses. Slips it through. Great football. Guerrier with the cutback. Nobody there for victory. City sat very deep at the moment. Broxham on the ball. Slipped through again by Barbarouses. Broxham after it. Won't get there first. Comes off Kisnorbo. Corner.
They're just pulverising him at the moment. Victory pulverising City. The ladder with no answer.
Yet Thomas Sorensen, despite those possession stats, not yet called upon to make a save. He should have been a few minutes ago. Guy Finkler putting the ball over the bar. Barbarouses' corner. And City defend that well. And this is Fornaroli. That's a beautiful pirouette. And a good block challenge. Oh, and the Rabona to release Anthony Caceres. What play by the Uruguayan. Caceres, Fornaroli wants it back. It's behind him. It's with Aaron Moy. Now Fornaroli onside, the little dink, and they score! Bruno Fornaroli, who started the move and finishes it with aplomb. Utterly brilliant by the Uruguayan. Goal number 16 of the season, and City, against the run of play, lead the derby.
Well, have you ever seen a cadaver arise from the coffin like this? And all because of the sheer brilliance of Bruno Fornaroli. They were being beaten to a pulp, Melbourne City. One transition, two magic moments from Bruno Fornaroli. Caceres finding Moy, beautiful reverse pass, no question of offside, and what about that? Incredible to turn the game on its head. It was all one-way traffic.
Well, that is pure quality from start to finish by Bruno Fornaroli. Victory rocked right back on their heels, just as they were in the derby here back in December. There's the Golden Boot standings, and he is just a phenomenon. There's the man who's given them that advantage, Bruno Fornaroli. It's worth watching again. Little dink. Beautiful. Totally took Vukovic out of the equation.
Well, until we get another goal, and if we do get a couple of flat spots, I'd really like to see the other components of that goal too. Component parts.
Fitzgerald, was he hauled back by Galloway? Another card.
Yeah, but an advantage killed. Give the card later. Let the attack run its course. No question in my mind it's a yellow card, but Ivan Franic was at least a half a chance to cause some real trouble.
Five yellow cards already. One every 3 fouls. If you want to put it that way. He's not hanging around, Chris Beath, is he? Boy, flatter delivery. Wilkinson went for it. Might have just got a little piece of it. Galloway can't clear it. Fornaroli, danger again for victory. What a challenge by Del Pierre.
Brilliant. Brilliant defending. Strong, calm, committed. Fornaroli was about to pull the trigger. Galloway caught. Poor piece of play. Look at this from Del Pierre.
Presents City with another corner. They all scatter around the penalty spot. It's met by Besart Berisha at the near post. Chested down by Franic. Well, that's a great steal by Berisha. And the counter is very much on here for victory. A foul behind play. Advantage played. Barbarousa's through. 1-on-1. Great save, Sorensen. The follow-up from Kalfala. 1-1 in the derby. Fahid Ben Kalfala. One end of the park to another. And City couldn't keep them out despite the heroics of Sorensen. All square.
Well, if you'll pardon me the indulgence of a rhetorical question. How good is this? Berisha says to Bruno Fornaroli, I'll have a little bit of magic to set something up myself, and then Muscat queries the challenge on the Albanian. Barbarousa's next time probably goes around Sorensen, who saves brilliantly, but what about that from Fahid Ben Kalfala? Perfect! What a game!
Well, he was under pressure too, the Tunisian, and he floated it over the top of the goalkeeper and underneath the crossbar. Sensational finish. I'm sorry to say, folks at home, just a couple of seconds delay by Chris Beath, because would you believe, after all that's happened this week, some lunatic has brought a flare into the ground. Can you believe these people? Grow up! For crying out loud. Sometimes, Andy, I just despair. I don't know about you.
Well, you found some words, I can't.
Well, thankfully, it's been quickly dealt with. And I'm also pleased to report there were a few boos from around that particular vicinity as well. Let's get on with the football, shall we? Because it's been pretty good to watch. Moyes' free kick. Oh, it's gone in! Fornaroli again, was it? My goodness! What a free kick from Aaron Moy, and Fornaroli got on the end of it, and City lead again in the blink of an eye. Incredible.
Well, amidst the haze, Aaron Moy delivers his second assist of the night, and he just goes between a clutch of victory players. Fornaroli glancing the ball completely perfectly. An amazing season he's having, found by Aaron Moy for the second time this evening.
Well, he's a freak, an absolute freak. 17 goals in 19 games. Unstoppable, the Uruguayan. Bessel Berisha drawing the first foul of the second half. There were plenty of them in the first, plenty of bookings as well, 6 in total. Berisha kept mainly quiet by Paddy Kuznorbo and co in that first half. City just devastating on the counter in particular. This man's been pretty good too. Fahid Benkalfala on the score sheet for victory. Lee Broxham encouraged to shoot, which he does. Flicked off a defender's boot on the way through. Yeah, first corner of the second half.
Good result in the end because he didn't hit it at all cleanly. Lee Broxham.
Costa Barbarouses, one of those booked in the first half, which means he'll miss that match against Adelaide next week. Whips in the corner low, and out of the pop for Bozanic, who didn't really get hold of it, and Sorensen was scrambling for it, and Guy Finkler touched it in, and we are back at 2-2. Not even 2 minutes played in the second half.
Finkler smiles. As much out of the miracle of that one as the joy of the result. It's a dangerous free kick, not dealt with by the City defence. Bozanic hardly makes any decent contact at all. And Finkler's sort of there. Where's she going? It's gone in, Guy. It's 2-2.
Well, this extraordinary game takes another twist. Strange, scrappy goal to concede for City. A victory on the charge now. Bozanic inside the box. Neat turn. Maybe he should have laid it off for Kalfala. He was in space on the left. Yeah, what a start to the second half.
It was pretty hot, though, for Ollie Bozanic, wasn't it? He had to work with intensity and really sharp touch to make the opening.
I think I've said this before, Andy, but can these two just play each other every week? It's compelling viewing.
And it's been an amazing night so far. Kevin Muscat will believe they're at the very least, where they should be. If not leading the match, they've been the dominant team. Crossing in that first half of Melbourne victory, not good enough. Guy Finkler had a brilliant chance, which he hit over. And the defending for both goals from Melbourne victory, it's not up to the required standard. Just exemplified, accentuated by the magnificence of Fornaroli.
Here's Navio, allows it to get away from it. And that leaky defence, again, a problem for Melbourne City. They've now conceded more than 1 goal in 11 of their 19 A-League games this season. 35 in total. And victory full of confidence. Berisha on the ball, Kalfala available on the left. Fahid Benkalfala beaten away by Sorensen. As victory threatened again. And now the release by Malik to find Navio on the left. As City look to counter. Blink and you'll miss something here. Into the box as Fornaroli tries to return it to Navio. Not quite. Here's that equaliser again. Came off the shoulder, didn't it, of Guy Finkler? How much did he know about that? Not much.
0. And, you know, on balance, he probably preferred to have scored from the dead set chance in the first half than be the accidental hero that he is now.
It's his first goal against Melbourne City in 12 attempts. What next, Andy?
Wonderful pressure from Barbarouses. Melbourne victory just all over City again. They're swarming them in numbers, picking up where they left off in the first half.
So that probably means City are about to counter and score.
They're seconds away from going ahead.
Here's Calfella trying to pick his way through the mass ranks of the City defence. Chested down by Bozanic. Oh, Fornaroli's collapsed in a heap. An arm across. If there was contact, I'm sure it was accidental from Bozanic. That doesn't mean it hurts any less. Victory fans, of course, thinking that Fornaroli's made a meal of this. Well, maybe he has. What's your take on it, Andy? No, it's one of the throat. They do hurt.
Got one in the Adam's apple. Happy to report that, well, in my opinion, it was accidental, unlike the Uruguayan. A great save from Sorensen. I just finished that story. Unlike the Uruguayan forearm to the throat of Ray Bartz in 1974. Now this one was completely accidental.
And the prickly pear, as he's known, El Chuda, is okay. Copping a bit of heat from the Victory fans. You can feel the intensity here at Amy Park, this purpose-built stadium, which is just perfect for nights like these.
We're going to have a contested drop ball, Simon. It's retro night here at the Derby.
How long since you've seen one of these, Andy?
I can't wait.
Wasn't much of a contest.
I don't even know if they hit the ground.
Fornaroli just off for the moment. Aaron Moy trying to harry Lee Broxham and then subsequently Ansell. Fornaroli's back with us. Bozanic on the ball. Victory fans you can hear mainly at the moment. Del Pierre angles it in towards Calfella, prods it forward towards Broxham. Now Bessart Berisha. He's got a tangle of players around him, and Chris Beath has said he was impeded by Kisnorbo right on the top of the box. What a chance here for victory. To take the lead perhaps for the first time. As night falls over Melbourne. Glorious theatre, isn't it?
Well, it's a wonderfully appointed stadium. The two teams going hell for leather. Perfect conditions to play. What's not to enjoy?
Oh, potentially about to enjoy a more conventional attempt on goal for Kevin Muscat's team by Guy Finkler, I'm sure. Unless Ollie Bozanic fancies it. You'd imagine it's going to be Finkler. Couldn't be much closer to the City penalty area. Can that wall stand firm? Sorensen is not going to get the best view of it. Does Finkler go for power or for placement? Or is it going to be Bozanic? It's Finkler! Did he go over the line? Yes or no?
Free kick.
Free kick. And Sorensen's hurt. Well, there's a contentious moment. We don't have goal line technology, of course, in the A-League. Linesman didn't flag for a goal, but it thundered down off the crossbar.
Yeah, I don't suspect it was a goal. I think it bounced out.
This'll tell us.
Brilliant effort. And I've just shot myself in the foot. It's so clearly a goal.
Over the line.
Dear, oh dear.
Linesman's not level.
Oh, that is wickedly in. It's too late to complain. Surrounded.
Well, Chris Beath is going to cope with the protests. Well, what can he do? He can't go off video evidence. What else can this derby provide?
It's an amazing free kick. I've got to say, I put my hand up. I got that wholly wrong. Finkler got it wholly right. How to get it up and over, and more importantly, down.
Oh dear.
Oh,
it's
not so in. It's not even close.
It's well over.
It's a horrible, horrible error.
Well, Guy Finkler thought he knew. Chris Beath said no. The linesman wasn't level. so he couldn't have had the best view. Kevin Muscat, understandably, hugely frustrated. And the derby boiling over.
Well, Simon, you sort of posed the question, what next? Did you have a goal line controversy in the front of your mind?
Now, unfortunately, one or two of the Victory fans yet again have disgraced themselves. There was a flare from that end in the first half, and now there's a couple of bottles been thrown. Thomas Sorensen says he's not restarting until calm is restored. Credit to one or two of the Victory players. Bessart Berisha and Lee Broxham have gone over and said, come on, settle things down, let's get on with the game. It's frustrating, but sometimes, Andy, that's just football.
Well,
it's wrong. We know that it should have been awarded as a goal.
You know, you get on with the game. The world doesn't stop. There are bigger issues in life. It's a horrible error. Let's get on with the game.
Well, anger is understandable, but we can do without that frustration boiling over from the stands. It's already fraying right to the edges on the pitch. What a contest. Is there going to be a final twist in this derby? They've had 12 goals this season between these two teams. Yeah. One win apiece.
Yeah, I reckon they're just in peace talks until the 80th minute. Then away we'll go again.
That's a trip by Caceres on Del Pierre.
He's on a yellow too. That's
he's
it.
Off. There we go. Well, what did we say? We thought the only thing missing from this derby was a red card, and Anthony Caceres, who was sent off only a couple of weeks ago, is dismissed again. Now, the talking point here, Andy, it is a clear foul. I have no problem with that. But is that any different to the Garuccio foul?
No. Well,
is it any different to the Fahid Ben Khalfallah foul down this far touchline?
That actually is less of a foul than the Garuccio foul.
So, City down to 10. Victory make their first move off the bench. Wally Bozanic replaced by Rashid Mahazi. And it's now all on Victory, really, to push for the win. Fans doing their bit to fill in the gaps. Here's Finkler finding space between the lines. Malik well stationed. Recycle though through Mahazi. This is Khalfallah. Time to pick out a teammate. And it pops for Guy Finkler.
Good effort. Really good effort. And enormous credit to be paid to Rashid Mahazi. He contributed twice in that attack, and both times with really crisp, firm passes to keep the ball moving quickly. Not unable Melbourne City to get into defensive position. Outstanding work from the youngster, and a really good effort in the end by Guy Finkler.
There's confirmation of the crowd figure tonight. Nearly 26,000 inside AAMI Park. Well, I think they've got value for money. Straight out of play by Sorensen. Georgievski creeping up the touchline. Appeals for hands against Rattray. Nothing doing. This is Zullo. Navio challenging two Victory defenders on his own, and Del Pierre is very vocal in leading the protest as Chris Beath awards a free kick to City. Kevin Muscat not best pleased either. What was your take on it, Andy?
Well, it was nervous for Melbourne Victory because two central defenders going for the one ball, and it's Navio who can break away, and Del Pierre sensed the same danger, so he went for it. He thinks it's a strong challenge. I'm with him. I think it's a reasonable challenge from a centre half. Navio, is he going to take charge from distance? Aaron Moy just grabbed his hamstring a minute ago, hoping it's just cramp. Well, not sure if he's in the state to hit it from this sort of distance.
Well, in that case, it might be Navio. Wouldn't this bring the house down? This might be the last action. Free kick for City, who've been under the pump since going down to 10 men. It's Harry Navio, and it is not even close. And he's just stretching out the hamstring as well. Well, another epic derby, one for the ages. The points are shared in the end, honour spared for the two Melbourne clubs, but Guy Finkler's free kick, in all honesty, should have won it, and I'm sure the officials will recognise that when they see the replay. Melbourne victory will feel hard done by. City had to dig in after losing Anthony Caceres late on. It ends 2-2, a fifth draw in 19 games between these two. And incidentally, a first in over 2 years. It is a point that keeps both alive in the Premiership race, and 6 of their last 9 to come at home for both these teams. They've still got a good chance of overhauling the top 2. This season it's finished 1 win apiece and 1 draw here tonight. An epic contest, some brilliant goals, and it finishes all square. Melbourne City 2, Melbourne Victory 2.